Overthinkers of Reddit. What unlikely scenario actually came true that you were completely prepared for because you are an overthinker? 1. I overthink what to do in the event of being kidnapped or being in an event that could lead to a kidnapping. Anytime I'm on the sidewalks at a late hour, someone knows. Call it paranoia. I once walked home at 3 a.m. from a college campus and a truck in the parking lot turned their lights on, or they were on and turned off. Either way, it caught my attention. Someone got out of the car and joined me on the sidewalk a few yards behind me. I texted the girl who knew I was walking my phone number and told her to call me immediately. I said hello loudly, announced my exact location, and implied that we were going to be seeing each other soon. The guy broke off. I don't know where he went. I don't know if it was all in my head or not. All I know is that I'm still alive. 2. I moved my family from Kiev to the safe place before the war started. Did this completely independent and with my family protesting and not believing that the war will begin. 3. I researched how to escape a car that drove into water, and years later, I ended up in a car that drove into water. I got out and helped the driver escape as I had a little time to spare. I actually unclipped her seatbelt immediately after mine as I saw she was frozen in panic and not really doing anything yet. After I got out and was on the car roof, I saw she was still inside and the car was filling fast, but hadn't tipped nose down yet. I banged on her window and helped her slide out onto the roof. It was a short swim to safety. Adults of Reddit, what is something every teenager needs to know? 1. It's okay to say no to anyone. Don't let anyone in your life guilt trip you into doing something you don't want to do or are uncomfortable with. 2. Start trying to save money now. You will definitely thank yourself later on. 3. Learn a second language. It's good for your brain and it's a lot easier when you're young. Get active and fit. Make it a habit. This is one of the most important ways to stave off cognitive decline as you get older. Plus, it's great for managing mental health during the transition to adulthood. 4. Get a marketable skill. Unskilled labor sucks. You need something that's going to pay you. It doesn't have to be your life's passion, contrary to what my peers were saying at that age, but you do need to be able to tolerate it. 5. Cashiers don't care if you buy condoms. What is the creepiest thing that's happened to you that you still think about to this day? 1. There was a kid in my class that no one else remembers. I distinctly remember playing with this kid in kindergarten, and we were pretty much inseparable. About a month past Christmas break, he disappeared. No one remembered him. Not the teachers or the others in my class, no one. I even asked the school counselor if he was okay, and she humored me by going through records to see if he'd transferred. She couldn't find a thing. I think about it at least once a month. 2. I was delivering newspapers on my paper route when a longtime customer pulled his car next to me and asked me to just give him his daily newspaper now because he was going on a long trip. I handed him his newspaper, then skipped his house as I continued my route. The next day, I was collecting the weekly fees, and I went to his house to collect my fee. His wife answers and promptly complains that I missed her house on my deliveries the day before. I explained to her that her husband pulled up next to me. I told her what he said and that I gave him the paper. She started crying, told me that he had died a couple weeks ago, and it was obviously not possible that I spoke with her husband the day before. I know what I saw, and nearly 30 years later I still think about that situation. I have no way to logically explain what happened, and it still gives me the creeps. What's a sign you aren't attractive? 1. Children are afraid of you. 2. When people treat you like customer service everywhere you go. 3. When you're ugly, people look at you and are generally not polite. If people don't look at you and you feel invisible, you are average. If people look at you and are nice and even helpful towards you, you are attractive. 4. Hang out around a kid under 8. They'll tell you everything you need to know about yourself, including if you're ugly, fat, or smell. 5. If you're a female, then the answer is that men don't pay attention to you. If you're a male, the answer is women don't want you to pay attention to them. What are some guy secrets girls don't know about? 1. Sometimes we pee on the poo stains in the toilet because we are too lazy to use the scrub. 2. Sometimes we don't talk to people because we don't want to intimidate them. I might see a girl with a cool shirt on, but I don't want to make her think I'm coming on to her or something. Rather than freak her out that a 6'6" guy thinks she looks good today, I just leave her alone. Especially if we're on an elevator or something where she can't leave if she actually is uncomfortable. 3. If you compliment my appearance, I will probably remember forever. I still remember when a girl in college told me I looked nice with my beard when I first grew it out. I've had a beard ever since. 4. After a shower, we have no problem drying our balls and face with the same towel. Most of the time, we try to dry the face first, then the sack. But sometimes we have to go back to the face. We just hope we use an uncontaminated part of the towel. 5. Men want to be wanted and desired too. I can count the number of times a woman has come out and either asked me out or told me she was attracted to me on one hand. And from my understanding, that is a high number. We don't miss hints because we are dense or stupid. We miss them because we have learned the hard way that sometimes it's just a friendly compliment or some such. That embarrassment sticks with you. If you've ever looked at a dude and thought, wow, he's attractive, or I'd like to go out with him, go talk to him. Men love confident women, and even if he doesn't reciprocate, you will make his day, or maybe even his year. People who are 40 plus and happy with their life. What is your advice to people in their 20s? 1. Don't fall for the trap that your life needs to be one long narrative that you should be building. Life is best when it's a bunch of happy moments that just happen to be connected. Don't try to make your life into a novel. Make it a book of poems. 2. Start saving now for your retirement. Avoid debt. Floss daily. Exercise daily. 3. Maintain your friendships. In 20 years, you will be so grateful for those people who saw you through marriages, children, illness, and health. People who will go for a trip with you, love your kids, remember you as a young person. Friends are essential, but they require work. Don't be alone just because you don't want to be the person who reaches out to others. 4. Relax more. Don't get angry over little things. 5. Get a regular exercise routine going and stick to it like your quality of life depends on it, because it does. What is the scariest story you know that is 100% true? 1. My mom was driving and a guy ran out in the road, so she stopped so she wouldn't hit him. It was nighttime, so it was pretty dark out, and 3 other men emerged from the forest around, all trying to use the door handles of her car to get in. She locked them luckily, and gassed it to the nearest town. Remember to always lock your car after you start it, because if it wasn't unlocked, who knows what would have happened to her. 2. I would call it creepy more than scary, but my mom's friend had a small house and lived alone. She noticed weird things. A batch of soup depleting faster than usual, missing eggs, damp towels in the hamper when she hadn't used any, extra dishes in the dishwasher, etc. This went on for months. She thought she was just being forgetful. One day she heard some thumping around in her attic and went to investigate. She found some makeshift living quarters, small radio, hot plate, sleeping bag, pillow, food wrappers, etc. She called the cops, who came to keep an eye on the place. They ended up catching a homeless man climbing a tree, trying to sneak into her attic window. He had been doing this almost daily. He would wait for her to go to work, then go downstairs and help himself to food and amenities. The funny part about this story is they got to know each other throughout the ordeal, and the guy was actually very respectful, just down on his luck. She didn't press charges, instead let him move in, helped him get a job, and he lived in the attic until he got back on his feet. What is a basic skill you're shocked some adults still don't know? 1. Washing their butts. 2. How to admit when they're wrong. 3. I'm always shocked at how many adults don't know how to cook even the simplest meal like boiling pasta or frying an egg. 4. Cooking. We have so many cookbooks ranging from simple meal plans to elaborate dinner party fare from nearly every cuisine imaginable, plus the internet. And yet, I'm astounded how many adults still don't just follow basic step-by-step instructions on simple dishes. And hey, even if you aren't the best cook and/or don't have the time to make things from scratch, there are still plenty of pre-made sauces that you can easily add after doing a basic cook-up of pasta, rice, a simple protein, etc. 5. Understanding that other people's experiences are just as real as theirs. So if you do something bad to someone else, they're experiencing exactly as you would. I guess it's a form of empathy. It really feels like a good amount of people do things to others that they'd never want to happen to themselves. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe for more similar content.